The first day, before the saddle, before anything, we would wrap the rope around his legs and, just kind of let it wrap around, let him get the feel. Now that he's got the saddle on, we're kind of advancing everything. I'm just bringing it up, bringing it down, asking him to come forward, give off pressure a little bit. There we go, and release. Just adding on, doing a little bit more with him, working on footwork, working on getting a little bit more desensitizing, as if I were riding, because we're preparing this horse to go out on the trail. If something gets caught on his leg, I want to make sure that this horse knows how to handle it, or even in the field. We've seen this happen a lot of times, them out in the pasture and, part of a fence is broken down and they get their foot caught and get nervous. This is just preparing the horse for on the field. If they get nervous, he knows what to do. So I'm just, this is just an extra step that I do to kind of help this horse out, help him work through it. Now, when I'm doing this, make sure, when I rope his feet, that he doesn't just stand still. I ask him to walk through, and then make sure, we start out standing still, but then I ask him to move. So that way if something gets caught while he's in motion, if he gets nervous, he knows what to do. He knows how to give off of pressure. This is just adding on to getting their education, that it's not just the lead rope that I don't just lead him around by his head, but I can lead him around by his foot. He learns how to give to pressure. Now, I don't pull, I just put a light pressure on and wait for him to give, just like right there and right there. I'm not leading him by his head, I'm starting to lead him by his foot. Pressure can come from anywhere, on his rib cage, on his rear end, on his foot. So he learns how to give. It's just an extra step for safety's sake. If something were to happen later on, he already knows what this feels like. I don't just rope the front feet, I rope the back feet. It goes up in between his legs. I'm also seeing what he's going to do when we get nervous. You can see he's kind of running into me. I'm going to ask him to come off. Does he remember that lesson? Does he remember that I don't want him on me, how to move away from pressure, how to get away from me? And you see, as soon as he does, you can see he's put his head down, his ears are working, he starts, understanding. This is just a continual education on what we started with. If he already knows it, and then when something bad happens, I can always go back to something he knows. And you can see it's like he's actually calming down while we're doing this instead of getting more nervous. I'm just leading him from his hind foot. You can see, yes, I do have the lead rope on him, but he's learning how to lead off of that right hind foot. Just asking him to come forward, asking him to come out. Move away from me, ask him to just, remember what we did in the arena. We can go anywhere. I don't care where I'm at. I don't care if I'm in this round pen. I don't care if I'm out on the trail. Do you remember what I taught you? Because it doesn't do me any good. I can do stuff in the arena if they don't do it outside of the arena, be it in the round pen or out on the trail. This is a great place to test it out. It's a great place for him to work too. Get used to the footing out here. It's different, so he's able to try this out. So what we're going to do next is we're going to get him a little more used to the round pen. Just getting everything set up, because I want him to get used to the footing. It's a different footing out here than it was in the arena. I normally don't do round penning, but this is something, I need to get him moving and getting him to feel the saddle. So I just want to get him, know him that when I do work him around, this rope's not going to hurt him. It's one of my tools. Check his cinch one last time. Alright, when we round pen, we don't chase the horses around the round pen. We're just going to ask him to move up and down in gait and make sure he comes and faces us. Get him more comfortable with just moving forward. Especially since this is not a forward horse, Not yet anyway, you know, it's just this horse's personality. I just want to ask him to move. You know, there's nothing hooked onto his face. I don't want to chase him, but I do want him to move. Start going off of my energy. I want to know what he'll do when I ask him to move. Just gonna, you know, we did all 3 gaits. Now I'm just gonna ask him to halt. I halt myself, and that's exactly what I want. Never round penned this horse before, and he still stopped and looked at me. He doesn't have to turn and face me. I just want him to stop. Now when I ask him to turn around here, just like there, I love it that he came into me. I never want him to run away from me. Alright, we had to move into the arena because of some technical difficulties. Ordinarily, we would do this actually a lot of different ways. We would have 2 people. I prefer doing it with 2 people. The other person is out of town that I trust when we work with young horses, and especially the first ride, because it just makes the horse understand, you know, whatever we've done on the ground, he's going to do exactly what I did on the ground, and I'm just going to be in the saddle doing exactly what I would do on the saddle. It just makes for a better transfer. And we do it in the round pen just because it's a little safer. It's a little more confined, you know, but that's okay. We can do this in the arena. I've done it a lot of times in the arena. It's no big deal. It's just, we're just going to rearrange it, you know, make it, you know, work for the camera. But this is, you know, we're going to start back out, you know, we moved from the round pen into here, so we're just going to kind of get back and, you know, get started over again. You know, I got to tighten my saddle, readjust things, because you know, it got a little loose moving around and everything, so I'm going to rearrange everything. So, and I'm going to really kind of, when I do all this with here, I want to move around a lot. I'm going to, you know, move these stirrups around back and forth and do, you know, be kind of loud and, you know, just get this horse ready to be gotten on. You know, moving things around, tightening the cinch, you know, loosening it, tightening it, because I just want this to be a normal day. What I don't want to do is I don't want to tiptoe around this horse. You know, I want to be, you know, act like this is a 10-year-old broke horse. The more I treat him like a brand new baby horse and tiptoe around him and be cautious, you know, that's when I can get in trouble. That's what a lot of people do, too many people do when they work with a young horse and they are not used to working with young horses. They tiptoe around them and constantly want them to stop and stand still. You can see I'm working here and I'm letting this horse move. You know, he needs to feel like he can move. When he feels trapped is when I run into problems. And that's why I never tell anybody to start their own horses, because if you're not afraid, if you're afraid to move a little bit, you know, on this horse and afraid of the buck, you know, you're not going to get anything done. You know, and it's not going to be good for you or the horse. So I got to allow this horse to move. You know, I'm just, you know, got the saddle tightened. You know, now I'm just asking this horse to give, so I have a nice arc in his body. So if he moves, I can allow him to move forward, but I can have control of the direction. I'm just going to kind of do what we did yesterday, just hop on, rub him on his side. I'm not committing to it yet. I'm letting him feel me on both sides. Hop down. Oh, you know, reward for a nice give, a nice stand. I want to hop back on. I want to make sure I have you know, his eye. I don't like to bend him all the way around all the time, but you know, he's giving me a little more than I want. That's okay. Just gonna swing my leg over, get him feel the weight, and hop right back down. You know, really reward what I just got. Alright, we're gonna go to the other side and do the same thing. I never just get on one side, I get on both sides. Beautiful give. Probably a little bit more than I wanted, but that's okay. Hop halfway up, make him feel me on the other side, and hop down.